What if I told you that the Incredibles and Ratatouille are connected?
Oh, this is gonna be a good one.
Okay, so remember towards the end of Ratatouille, we see Linguini and Colette skating together?
Yeah.
If you look really closely in the background, you could see a mime. And there's a theory that that mime ends up being Bon Voyage from the Incredibles.
Wait, he does kind of look like him.
And if you look closely at a newspaper that Colette is reading, the header says Bon Voyage on it. But there's even more. Remember when Chef Skinner was chasing Remy through the streets?
Yeah.
If you replayed in slow motion, you could see a hidden poster of Mr. Incredible in his blue suit, the same exact suit he wore while fighting Bon Voyage in the first Incredibles movie, showing that Bon Voyage is in Ratatouille.
Dude, I never even knew there's a picture of Mr. Incredible in there. Have you heard of the Black Panther theory?
No.
So we all know that Black Panther's a superhero and he's also the king of Wakanda.
That's why he's on my desk.
So you know at the end of Black Panther, what if I told you that Killmonger is not dead?
What? How?
So remember earlier in the movie when Agent Ross gets shot by Killmonger right in the spine, and then T'Challa puts the Kimoyo bead in his back, and then Shuri saved him?
Oh yeah, there's no way he would have survived without that Kimoyo bead.
So this is where the theory comes in. There's a theory that Killmonger is not dead and will become the next Black Panther.
Dude, that'd be so crazy.
So huge spoiler for Black Panther 2. There's just been some leaked photos of the set, and the photos show like a funeral scene for T'Challa. And this is what the pillars say. It says, "Rest in power, King T'Challa, our hero. It was an honor. Wakanda forever." So I think at the end of Black Panther 1, T'Challa actually saved Killmonger. At the end of the movie, you see T'Challa is like right over Killmonger. It looks like he's putting something in Killmonger's wound.
You think he used the Kimoyo bead?
Yeah, it looks like he put something in there. And I think Shuri will save him.
Dude, maybe they froze him like they froze Bucky just in case they ever need him. Have you ever heard of the Friends theory?
No, but you better not ruin Friends. I think everyone's gonna hate you if you ruin Friends.
Just listen, everybody knows the show Friends, and it's one of the most iconic shows ever. And we all know Phoebe Buffay is probably the clueless one in the group, kind of like Joey.
Yeah, Phoebe's the best.
But what if I told you Phoebe's actually a secret genius and has manipulated her friends into thinking she's dumb?
Wait, how?
Throughout the show, we see countless times where she proves that she's incredibly smart. One episode, we find out she could speak French and also Italian without having any background of learning those languages.
Oh yeah, when she's talking to Joey's mom.
Exactly, and in one episode, we get to see what all the characters are thinking, and Joey's singing a song in his head, and then the camera pans to Phoebe, and she's thinking, who's singing? Showing that she's a psychic.
Wait, she actually read his mind.
Yeah, and the actress that plays Phoebe, Lisa Kudrow, is actually a genius in real life. She has an IQ score of 154, and Albert Einstein's is 160.
Wait, you know the average IQ of someone's 98, and she's 154? Have you heard of the Wall-E theory?
No.
Okay, so we all know that Wall-E's about how Earth became too dangerous to live on, and all the humans left Earth on the ship called the Axiom.
Right.
So the Axiom was only supposed to be in space for 5 years, but it ended up staying in space for 700 years.
Wait, yeah, how is there enough supplies if they only packed for 5 years?
Yeah, there's no way there was enough food for 700 years. When NASA goes to space for 5 days, they pack enough food for 7 days, just in case, but that's only 2 extra days.
Yeah, there's no way they stored 700 years worth of food if they only planned to be there for 5 years.
Right, so this is where the theory comes in. There's a theory that on the Axiom, they take the dead bodies and they feed it to the other humans on the ship.
Wait, what?
So throughout the movie, they show where they put all the trash and all the waste, but there's no sign of dead bodies. And there's also no place where they store the dead bodies. And the only way they won't run out of food is if they eat each other. And it makes sense because everybody on the Axiom eats the same food.
Wait, yeah, it is kind of weird that they always drink all their foods. They never eat solids.
Yeah, because the only way there's enough food for 700 years is if they take the dead bodies, grind them up, and feed it to the people on the ship through a cup and a straw.
Well, you ruined Wall-E for me. Do you know the Stranger Things theory?
No.
So throughout the seasons, we learn about Hopper's biological daughter, Sarah, and how she died from cancer.
Those flashbacks of his daughter were so sad.
Yeah, but what if I told you she's not dead?
Wait, how?
So if you look at the staircase Hopper's crying on after Sarah dies, it's the same exact staircase that's in Hawkins' lab in season 2, showing that Sarah might have died in Hawkins' lab. And in the lab, Sarah's given a stuffed animal to comfort her, and that same stuffed animal is seen in Eleven's room in Hawkins' lab.
You're telling me that Sarah and Eleven were both given the same toy?
Yeah, so the theory is that Hawkins' lab found out that Hopper's daughter has powers, which may have been the cause of her anxiety attack. So they faked her death just like they faked Will's death in season 1.
Oh yeah, didn't they use like a fake body and they put in the river?
Yeah, so the government has been hiding Sarah and training her to use her powers to one day hunt down Eleven and all the runaway children. So what if in the new season we're gonna see Eleven and Sarah fight, and Hopper's gonna have to watch both of his daughters fight to the death?
Okay, no joke, you actually just blew my mind, and I think this could actually happen. What if I told you that Rapunzel from Tangled is actually a villain?
How would that even be possible?
So we all know at the end of Tangled, Rapunzel gets married to Flynn, and Flynn cuts off her hair, and it turns her hair brunette.
Oh yeah, then she lost all of her powers.
But after Tangled, we don't know what happens to her, but we can assume that she has kids. When you Google Rapunzel, it says that she ended up having 2 daughters, and the daughters' names were Anastasia and Drizella. Do you know who her daughters are?
Wait, the names kind of sound familiar.
So in Cinderella, the evil stepmom's daughters are Anastasia and Drizella.
No!
Yeah, so after Tangled, we can assume that things go wrong for Rapunzel and she becomes mean and evil. And she ends up becoming the evil stepmom in Cinderella.
Dude, you just ruined one of the best Disney movies ever created. Have you ever had a dream where you see someone that you feel like you've never seen in your life before?
Yeah.
So everyone has had a really scary dream before about someone that looks super scary and freaky.
Dude, I've had some really scary dreams.
Yeah, but what if I told you it's humanly impossible for you to dream of someone you've never seen before?
Wait, what are you trying to say then?
So it has been proven by Boston University that the human brain is not able to create a face of someone that you've never seen before.
So what you're saying is all the scary people that I've seen in my dreams are actual people that I've seen in real life and I just don't remember?
Exactly. It means whoever you see in your nightmares, you have seen in real life and you probably just don't remember seeing them.
Great, now I'm going to have nightmares about this. Have you ever heard of the Shrek theory about Donkey?
No.
So in Shrek, we see the character Donkey is a donkey who can talk, and he also has a mind of the human.
Bro, I love Donkey.
What if I told you that he was once human?
Wait, how?
So there's a theory that I found on Reddit that Donkey is actually one of the kids from Pinocchio that got turned into a donkey at Pleasure Island.
Wait, that would make sense because Pinocchio's in Shrek.
Yeah, when Donkey's talking to Shrek and Puss in Boots, he talks about how he was bullied and how he was given swirlies and wedgies, meaning that he used to wear clothes.
Yeah, I guess you can't get a wedgie if you're not wearing clothes.
And what's even crazier is that Donkey is the same type of donkey in Pinocchio. There's two types of donkeys that the kids in Pinocchio become, an all brown one and an all gray one. And the all gray one is the same as Donkey from Shrek, showing that Donkey from Shrek is one of the runaway kids from Pleasure Island.
Dude, it all makes sense on why he's a talking donkey. What if I told you Aladdin had the Infinity Gauntlet before Thanos did?
Are you talking about Aladdin like the Disney character?
Yeah, so in 1994, Disney released an Aladdin TV show that followed the adventures of Aladdin, Jasmine, and Abu. And in one episode, we see them stumble upon what looks like to be the Infinity Gauntlet with all the stones.
It actually has the powers of the Infinity Stones?
Yeah, when we see it being used, it has the same exact powers as the Infinity Gauntlet. We see it change reality just like Thanos did with the Reality Stone. And we also see him shoot a beam out of the gauntlet just like Thanos did with the Mind Stone.
Could you imagine if Aladdin comes back for the What If series and it like created like a branch timeline and it's the multiverse?
Dude, I don't know. Aladdin might have to be an Avenger after this.
You're not going to believe this theory. Have you ever heard of the William Shakespeare theory?
No.
So William Shakespeare is famous for writing Romeo and Juliet in 1591, and he supposedly died in 1616. But what if I told you he's not really dead?
Wait, what do you mean?
You know the actress Anne Hathaway, right?
Dude, I love Anne Hathaway.
So when you look at Anne Hathaway's husband, his smile, his hair, everything looks just like William Shakespeare. And what's even crazier is that William Shakespeare's wife was named Anne Hathaway.
Wait, so you're telling me that 400 years ago, William Shakespeare's wife was named Anne Hathaway, and Anne Hathaway's husband today looks just like William Shakespeare?
Yeah, William Shakespeare even told his wife right before he died, "I loved you in my first life, and I'll see you again in my next life."
Dude, this is freaking me out. I'm getting goosebumps. What if I told you the sinking of the Titanic was predicted 14 years before it actually happened?
You just love exposing the Titanic, don't you?
Yeah, so in 1898, Morgan Robertson wrote a book called The Wreck of the Titan, which is about an unsinkable ship that hit an iceberg in the North Atlantic Ocean and sank, killing hundreds of people.
Wait, what?
Yeah, in the book, it even says that there wasn't enough lifeboats to save everybody, just like the Titanic, because both boats carried around 20 lifeboats. And in the book, the ship is called the Titan, which is just Titanic without the IC at the end.
Gosh, I hate when these books like predict the future.
Ryan, the Titanic sank in April 1912, and in the book, the Titan sank in the same month of April, just 14 years before the Titanic did. And the Titan sank around midnight, just like the Titanic.
It's almost like the book was trying to tell people don't get on the Titanic.
Right?
This theory is going to blow your mind. Have you heard of the Ratatouille theory?
Which one?
So you know at the end of Ratatouille when the evil critic Anton Ego comes into the restaurant and Remy has to prepare a special dish for him?
Yeah.
And Anton Ego tells the waiter to surprise him with their best dish, but no one knows what to make them. But for some reason, Remy knows what to make them.
Yeah, it's weird how Remy knew how to make him the Ratatouille.
So this is where the theory comes in. There's a theory that the reason why Remy knew how to make him the Ratatouille is because Remy used to watch Anton Ego's mom cook it for him.
Wait, what?
So in the beginning of the movie, we see Remy in this old house, and there's an old lady in that house. What if I told you the old lady is actually Anton Ego's mom?
Wait, how do you know that?
When they show the flashbacks of Anton Ego's childhood, you see the exact same house is the same house at the beginning of the movie. The same stove, the same pot, same window, even the front door has the same chair right by it.
Wait, what the heck?
And that's why Remy knew exactly what to make him and how to make the Ratatouille the exact same way his mom used to, because Remy used to watch the mom make it for him.
Dude, that makes the story so much better. Why didn't they make that part of the movie? Do you know the Outer Banks theory?
No.
So Outer Banks season 2 is so good, but there's a spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen it yet.
Dude, season 2 was good.
So in this season, everybody's after the cross of Santo Domingo that has a shroud in it, and shroud is just another word for a piece of cloth. But it has healing powers, but it ends up not being in the cross.
Yeah, it was so weird how the cloth wasn't there.
So there's a theory that the reason why the cloth wasn't there is because John B has had it this entire time.
Wait, what?
So at the end of the season, John B's dad says he knows where the shroud is.
Dude, I can't believe he's still alive.
Yeah, but before he died, he gave John B a bandana that John B always wears around his neck, and that bandana is is the shroud. Yeah, remember John B touches Sarah with the bandana after she was shot and she comes back to life. And then John B was attacked by an alligator and he wraps the bandana around the wound and he's able to walk and run just fine.
Yeah, remember the first season 2 when he falls off that huge cliff and he's fine?
Dude, he has the shroud.
Have you heard of the Marvel What If theory?
No, not yet.
So the new Marvel show What If shows what happens after Loki and how there's a new multiverse.
Dude, the first episode was so good.
It's crazy how one decision changes everything. Just because Peggy Carter stayed on the first floor of the lab, she ended up becoming the super soldier.
Dude, that was so crazy.
Yeah, so in this new timeline, right, we see Bucky doesn't fall off the train, so he doesn't become the Winter Soldier. Steve Rogers doesn't get the super soldier serum, so he just gets old like a regular person. Howard Stark never dies because the Winter Soldier never killed him. And since Howard Stark never dies, Obadiah Stane never takes over Stark Industries, and that makes Tony Stark have no desire to become Iron Man anymore.
Wait, that one decision changed all that?
There's a theory that Captain Carter is going to be in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness because there are reports that Haley Atwell is going to be coming back as Captain Carter for the movie, and Shuma Gorath.
Dude, the future of Marvel is looking so good. Do you know the Coco theory?
No.
So remember when Miguel and Hector are entering the music competition in the Land of the Dead?
Yeah.
When we see all the contestants performing, we see someone that looks really familiar that's from the movie Toy Story.
Wait, who is it?
So there's a theory that the one contestant is Sid, the evil little kid from Toy Story 1.
Wait, what?
Yeah, basically saying that after Toy Story, Sid died and is now living in the Land of the Dead. Because when you look at the contestant's outfit, it's the same exact outfit that Sid would wear. He has the black skull shirt, jeans, and Converse.
Even in Toy Story 3, Sid was wearing that skull shirt when he was the garbage man.
Yeah, and when Toy Story 1 released, Sid was 11 years old, and Coco released 22 years later, showing that he was probably 33 years old when he died, because the skeleton version of him looks around that age.
Have you heard of the Finding Nemo theory?
Ooh, you found another one?
So you know how Dory has short-term memory loss and can't always remember things? But what if I told you she's actually a genius?
Why do you think that?
So throughout the movie, we see Dory and Marlin going through all these different challenges. But for some reason, Dory always gets them out of trouble.
It is kind of weird how she always ends up solving the problem.
Yeah, so one reason why she's a genius is one, she can read English words. And remember how she's able to read the scuba goggles? And it said P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way? And there's no other fish in the movie that could read.
Dude, if Dory couldn't read, they wouldn't have found Nemo.
Yeah, and she's able to speak whale. She's the only fish in the movie that could actually speak whale. And she tells the whale where Nemo is. And the whale actually takes her and Marlin to where Nemo is. Even though she has short-term memory loss, somehow she's always able to remember things when it's important.
Yeah, she remembered the address, and Marlin couldn't even remember the address. What if I told you Kevin from The Office is actually a criminal?
Hey, don't pick on Kevin.
So we all know Kevin's considered the dumb one in The Office, but he's actually the smartest one out of everyone.
I've always believed in Kevin.
So there's a theory that Kevin's a super smart criminal that tricked everyone into thinking that he's super dumb so he could steal money from Dunder Mifflin.
You actually have proof that he stole money?
Yeah, so in one episode, he keeps asking Martin how Martin got arrested, but then Kevin gets super scared because he admits that he does that every day in The Office.
I do remember that episode.
And in another episode, Kevin knows where Oscar hides the company money and how to steal it. And how is Kevin able to afford to buy a bar right after he got fired from Dunder Mifflin? And throughout the show, we constantly see him outsmarting everyone for money, like when he's playing Dallas with Andy and Daryl.
I always knew that Kevin was capable of so much more.